this could have easily been a 5-star book if she didn't mess it up, because the idea is there. I mean, you can't a prison where inmates are being sold off and hunted.
I almost want to be a customer. Definitely
almost.
don't want to be in prison.
Oh, no, but I would be a prisoner guard there. What?
Yeah, that's
the
crazy.
Power you have. Everybody would be pregnant.
Men too. Do you like The Hunger Games? How about The Maze Runner? What about something more classic, like George Orwell's 1984? Well, this book is exactly the same as those ones. In a good way. Dystopian future of humanity, abusive and exploitative elite class that subject the poor people to inhumane conditions in the name of sport, all that good stuff. It is, in truth, an idea that has been done to death. But this is author Brooke Fast's opportunity to show us that a good idea is a good idea forever.
Yeah, see, it feels like your intro, you've ripped off some of my notes. I mean, I don't know if you can speak about this book without speaking about Hunger Games.
No, you can't.
Without speaking about...
You can't, it's impossible.
So one of those.
I thought
pause this video right now. Go and read To Cage a Wild Bird by
Brooke Fast. And when you've read it, you can join us for the discussion.
Or you can join us anyway, because we're going to tell you all about it. My name's Elijah.
And I'm Joseph, and welcome to the Aisha Library. Imagine you just cut out the intro so you could say all the points and they sound original. Why did I give you that idea?
Yeah, so what did you think of the book?
I actually enjoyed it. Thought it was pretty decent, to be fair. I thought it was a solid setup.
Yeah, I think it's one of the better books we've read in recent weeks. It wasn't painful to get through.
Especially for the genre that we're talking about as well. For like dystopian fantasy, you know, heroine, female heroine, as in female hero.
It's always a female heroine though, isn't it?
I mean, typically, yes.
Is
I
it
think
because
people are getting more accustomed to it.
Do you think it's because it's written for women?
Not just because
women don't want to read about a male main character.
But that's the thing. Women will read about a male main character before men will read about a female main character. So I don't actually think that's the whole reason.
Yeah, but females are the biggest group of readers.
Yeah, and obviously obviously everyone wants to self-insert to some degree, but I don't think that's the whole reason. I think it's also because people are like, you can actually and are kind of encouraged to have like more female characters, especially female main characters. Like your hero, you're now encouraged to have, like, very few people who are like left-leaning want to read a book about a chosen one white guy, because there's just so many of them out there.
Yeah.
It's like, it gets kind of boring after a while. So making it a woman, see what they did with Daenerys? Easiest thing to make it interesting, make it a woman instead. And it could be the exact same story. That's literally like Anakin Skywalker, chosen one, defeat the forces of evil and that. But because it's a woman, suddenly it's so much more interesting. So it's really a bit of a cheat code.
Fair enough.
So
wait, how many have you got?
4.
I've got... Wait, hold on. I've got 3.
I win again. These. I thought you was gonna say 5. That's what I let it slip at the end.
I had 5.
I conceded late. I take it the naps out.
What are you doing now? What is she doing?
Bro, earlier she was literally just.
Like, what are you doing?
I was like, my God, why are you trying to do your notes as well? It couldn't be what I was doing my notes as well, which would have been like the best case scenario. Raven Thorn is a bounty hunter, and like all good bounty hunters, she's in the business of exchanging flesh for cash. My kind of girl. Or rather, flesh for credits. She has racked up an impressive body count of 127 captures, and it's all in the name of putting food into her little brother Jed's mouth. It's heartwarming when an older sibling takes care of their younger sibling. Wouldn't you agree, Elijah? Instead of terrorizing them endlessly and remorselessly.
Wow.
Despite Raven's efforts to keep him out of trouble, Jed, the younger brother, has his own grand ideas of becoming a heroic freedom fighter for the resistance known as the Collective. Isn't it frustrating when younger siblings are headstrong and refuse to listen to sensible advice that will keep them out of trouble?
And then need rescuing by their big brother. Or big sibling, I should say.
Listen, go easy on Jenna. Because I read the blurb, I already know that this story is going to be angsty, slow burn, enemies to lovers romance. But wouldn't it be refreshing if just for once the author decided to make this story about sisterly love and the lengths Raven will go to the lengths Raven will go to protect Jed? You were watching too much Game of Thrones, like, who thinks?
Well, that's what you
remember that other book. What was that other book we read with the royal family? And it was like incest going on the royal family. I was like, they can't do that. yeah, the lengths Raven will go to protect Jed. I think that would have been refreshing, to be honest. I'm not saying that I've got like the keys and the roadmap to make that work, but I'm just saying, you know, when you just, there's an idea, go, you do it, author.
Yeah. Okay, this sounds unreal. Is this Hunger Games meets Prison Break meets Squid Game? Ah, a threesome I couldn't possibly resist. A dystopian prison where the public can literally pay to hunt inmates down. That's the type of concept that writes itself. It promises chaos, tension, constant twists. You expect something unputdownable. The edge of your seat stuff. The kind of book where you go through highs, and of course I'm sure there will be times where you will need tissues too. And no, not to clean up after spicy scenes. Joseph, you dirty bastard.
Oh.
We follow Raven, a bounty hunter who gets herself thrown into Enlock, a supposed death prison, to save her brother Jed. But here's the problem. The world building felt flat. For a place that's meant to be brutal, inescapable, death camp, it felt more like a youth club with bad catering. Where's the chaos? Where's the desperation? Where's the violence? This is a place where people have nothing to live for. It should feel feral. I wanted that pre-reaping dread you get in the Hunger Games. Instead, Raven is cracking jokes at guards every 5 minutes like she's on a field trip. Entertain us with a riot. That's not a hard idea to come up with, right?
No, it's not. No brainer.
And honestly, failing that wouldn't have been way more compelling if she had to degrade herself to survive in the prison, bribing guards with sexual favors, making impossible choices just to keep herself and Jed alive. That's where the emotional punch should have been. Still, I will give it this. It's not boring, and holding attention in a single location story is actually impressive. Or maybe I'm being too nice. So yeah, I think there was some tap-ins that were completely missed. I mean, you're in a prison where it's a death camp. Everybody's waiting to die. The prisoners should be rebelling. There should be riots.
Instead of waiting to die,
they should be taking guards hostage. You know, they should be. Jed could be trying to help the guards get free. You know, with the promise that Jed never gets into the hunt. You know, there should be things that are going on.
100%. There should be the guards should be paying these guys to like sabotage and rebel attempts.
Literally, it could be so complex and interesting, but instead, the way she's done it. I think it's turned out okay, but it's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, I think she done a little with a lot.
Exactly that.
And that's the opposite of what you should be doing. Yeah. But you can still kind of make it out of the woods on that.
Yeah.
So Jed, foolhardy younger brother that he is, gets arrested and sent to Endlock, a fortress/prison where inmates are hunted for sport, which means there's only one thing for Raven to do. She stages a theft to get herself arrested and sent to Endlock too, hoping to break Jed out of prison and rescue him from certain death. I'll be honest, I actually like where the story is going so far. The opening was quite well written where we see Raven in action. The author has established her moral complexity and her competence early on, which means we won't get the unrealistic overnight transformation from innocent, timid heroine into badass warrior goddess that we so often see from fictional heroines.
Yeah. So
just for one...
No, saying she's already a badass.
Yeah, exactly. I love that as well, because not everyone needs a training montage. This isn't Rocky.
Yeah.
Just for once, it's nice to see a female main character who is perfectly competent and also comfortable doing morally grey things if they advance her interests. Too many writers are afraid to make their female...
I love a girl that does morally grey things to advance her interests. Oh.
To advance my interests. Too many writers are afraid to make their female characters bad people, as if they will be branded misogynists. But actually, writing women as shrewd and streetwise instead of doe-eyed damsels in distress is actually one of the most respectful ways to portray them in modern media. So this is like one of the reasons I don't really connect with female protagonists. It's because they're never actually like cool. Like when they're actually cool and they're written well, they can be like super powerful. And I think women should be like feel better about that as opposed to like them being cool. Really they do bad things.
It doesn't really get cooler than a bounty hunter, does it?
That is like the coolest job. Like even the name, bounty hunter. Like you're literally flesh for cash.
Yeah, no.
It really doesn't get cooler than that. And it's you know when it's male characters who do bad things, they're glorified. You know, villains, they're looked up to and that kind of stuff. And he's so badass and he's so cool and he doesn't care and that kind of thing. So people really shouldn't be too scared of making women bad people.
Because they are.
Had to go there.
Wait, just to remind me, you said you had 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've just done 2.
One thing the author did get right, the character focus. In a prison where thousands of inmates It would be easy to drown us in names. Instead, we stay tight on the core group. But those side characters, they're basically just placeholders. We've got insta love between Raven and Vale. We've got an insta family with her crew. But why? They didn't earn it. No real bonding, no shared struggle. Just one day deciding, yeah, we'll die for each other now. And then there's the biggest issue in the book. There's no jeopardy. We know Raven isn't going to die. We know Vale isn't going to die. And let's be honest, the author doesn't have the balls to kill off Jed either. So, where's this tension supposed to come from? Not from 3 hunts a day. That completely kills it. A hunt should feel like a death sentence, not a daily inconvenience. When your main characters are surviving them constantly, it stops being scary and starts feeling ridiculous. Imagine Raven being forced to betray other inmates to protect Jed. Perry actively hunting Jed inside the prison. Raven being put in charge of selecting who goes into the hunts. That's where the real tension is. Right now, it's she went on a hunt and survived. Next scene. It's all tell, no fear. That said, I was still locked in, which is frustrating because the bones of the great story are clearly there. But I think that this is a huge blunder, possibly even unforgivable. Or do you think it's okay the way it was? Because 3 hunts a day is ridiculous.
No,
I mean,
ridiculous,
even
I
one
agree.
a day would be taking a piss. You want this thing, you want people to be dreading it. You want to be thinking, oh, we've got a hunt next week. Oh, hunts out on Sundays. You know, you want people to give them time to dread it. 3 hunts a day?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is a monumental
You're
mistake.
trying to put up numbers, bro. You're trying to
Exactly.
get them done as fast as possible.
Which is okay, but it's not for a story. You want to be dreading this thing. You want people to not be able to sleep.
Yeah.
You want people to be risking it all because the hunt's coming next week.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. The hunt's coming up. We're counting the days down on their
Yeah.
calendars and like, that's 2 more
You know,
days.
look at what happens in Hunger Games. It's once a year or whatever, and people can't even relax for the whole bloody year. You know.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like when things are slow, it's like you're just so aware of it, the impending doom. Like every second, you can't enjoy anything, can't taste food,
Yeah.
can't jerk off, can't do nothing.
That's the worst.
I would still do it though. Nothing is gonna stop me. I'm gonna die with a smile on my face. Good. Small cast. Inside Endlock, Raven forms alliances after finding Jed. There is Yara, who murdered her own father. Respect.
Crazy.
She's sort of like Raven's gal pal in their shared resistance against the elites. Her sister resistor, if you will. Then there's Kit, the engineer. August, the medic / doctor. And Vale, our male love interest, who is a guard at the prison.
Perfect.
Firstly, can't abuse power if you don't have it. Firstly, I want to say what I like about our characters. Not only is it a small ensemble, which enables us, the reader, to actually care about them and their stories. Too many books are overcrowded with character after character, which isn't necessarily a bad thing if the characters are in different places, have their own plots, but often this isn't the case. It's also a very fantasy adventure coded team. You have the hero, the little brother, the best friend, the doctor, the tech guy, and then the love interest. I can almost see this being the team of a heist movie like Italian Job or Ocean's 11.
Well, it was. They're breaking out, you know.
There you go. Now on to what I didn't like so much. Introducing Vale as a love interest sort of messes with Raven's character for me, especially the way they did it. This is meant to be a slow burn and they're already doing up kissy kissy already. I felt much more compelled by Raven's character when it was about her on a mission to save her little brother. Now it feels like she's not as locked in on him, and that kind of downgrades her in my eyes.
And that is very true because when it takes out the jeepity because
Yeah.
she shouldn't have time to be kissy kissy.
Do you understand?
When my man could be going on a
hunt
hunt tomorrow.
Today! 3! Which tomorrow?
Exactly what I'm saying. Like, she shouldn't be having time for a sneaky.
You
in
got to
the
be
cupboard.
locked in 100%. You can't lock in
Imagine my
80%.
big sibling came to rescue me and they're getting done.
You see them kissy kissy on
getting
the
done in a cupboard.
I'm like, Elijah, please. Now is not the time. I'm about to shipping me out for that hunt now. They put me on the bus. Yeah, it definitely it reduced Raven in my eyes because, like you said, like there's no way, like your little brother, your only reason for living, basically.
You've condemned yourself to that situation. To
Literally,
rescue him, but
without a second thought, there was no rationale, there was no anything. She literally said, "Yep, we're going to the prison. We've got to get him." That's it.
Yeah.
First hot guy she saw. Totally left her mind, so it was like a big betrayal of her character.
I mean,
thought.
you can't resist a hot guy either, though, can you?
I never could.
The final third leans heavily into the romance between Raven and Vale. And I mean heavily. We're talking spice everywhere between our two main characters. But again, it feels rushed. Vale is on board with the breakout plan way too quickly. We miss that internal conflict, that tension of, do I trust him to tell him that we're breaking out? Will he betray her? That push and pull would have been so much more interesting. Instead, it's just sorted. And then there's the prison logic. Everybody knows the golden rule. Snitches get stitches. Yet in this prison, inmates are openly snitching with zero consequences. Multiple people rat out Perry and nothing happens to them. Also, no segregation. Men and women just mix together freely. At that point, I was starting to wish I was there. But I will say, for me, the ending worked. There was genuine tension. Vale getting shot, being left behind on the brink of death. That kind of emotional weight, the rest of the book needed more of. One thing I did appreciate was the themes. The book leans into the idea that the government absolutely would let people suffer, turn citizens against each other, prioritize control over care. But it's uncomfortable, but it hits. So yeah, loads of potential, some big misses, but still gripping. So ultimately, I'm leaning towards chalking this up as an overall win for the author. Even if, she did fumble a top tier concept here. This could have easily been a 5-star book if she didn't mess it up, because the idea is there. I mean, you can't a prison where inmates are being sold off and hunted by paying customers. You know, I mean, the corruption.
I almost want to be a customer.
Not almost.
Not definitely don't want to be in prison.
No, but I would be a prisoner guard there. What? I mean,
that's
the
crazy.
power. You have unlimited power.
Insane
power.
That's
Everybody
crazy.
would be pregnant.
Men too.
But yeah, no, I mean, that would be...
No, I think you're right. It was overall, I would put it as a win.
Yeah,
but
you did. To be honest. She did fumble this. This could have been 5 stars.
I like that they let Raven commit cold-blooded murder. Again, it enriches her character to give her moral complexity. Lots of people, even if their life were in danger, would have some qualms about slashing someone's throat.
They did cower away from it though. Was it cold-blooded murder? Yes, but she accidentally did it. She looked away and they didn't double down.
They still tried to preserve her innocence.
Yeah, she should have executed it. What?
Yeah, I mean, if it's life or death,
they couldn't let him free.
Exactly, it's life or death. Raven does it when she kills Warden Larch. I also like that she and Vale get separated right in the final stages of the story, and she ultimately goes with Jed rather than going back for Vale. It feels like an ending that's respectful to who she was and her motivations in the beginning of the book. And actually, it's compelling me to read the sequel if there is a sequel. So I thought
there has to be.
There definitely has to be. But I thought what a lesser author may have done is totally change her motivations over the course of the book, and now instead of following her brother, I need to go back for Myla. No, I definitely wouldn't want to see that.
Fair enough, if he wasn't a prison guard, then maybe, but he was a prison guard. So he was fine by himself.
Now, but when has that ever stopped? When has sense and common sense ever stopped? Anybody really? Can't even say women, anybody.
Yeah, you saved yourself there.
I didn't. I might still be cooked.
Is that you done?
That's me done.
So yes, so we definitely think it was a decent book. We chalked up as a win. What would you rate it out of 5? I don't know if I'd recommend. I mean, I think it's recommend worthy. It's recommend worthy.
Yeah, no, it is recommend worthy. I would say I'm going to go 3.
3. And 3 is a bad score because really and truly,
we should be talking about a 4.
It should easily be if you've done this right, it should easily be a 4.
Yeah. I thought you was going to say easily be a 5 for a second. I was like,
no, it's nothing can ever easily be a 5. But if you do this right, a 5 it could be there. You kill off the brother, I
definitely thought the brother needed to die.
Yeah, certain things, you kill off the brother, and then straight away,
Imagine if Vale had to kill the brother. Oh, there's something there you could work with that
exactly.
somehow. They prove your loyalty.
Shoot him.
Do with your hands.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So there's things that could have been done.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah. All right. Well, I suppose that's us then. Till next time. Have we got one more to do?